Jessie's take on single versus twin turbos. It's like boobs versus cock and balls. It throws me off. I'm a OCD. I'm symmetrical. It's gotta be symmetrical.
Well, when there's one in the middle, there's no symmetrics that need to be done.
Yeah, there's still only one pipe that's got to move around one way or the other. See, the turbo,
forward, straight forward.
The turbo, the way it works is it's offset. The inlet's straight, but the outlet of the compressor housing is offset. You getting this?
Yeah.
Okay. Center of the turbo, offset housing. Okay. There you go. That's how it's done. That's single turbos explained. You know what I'm saying? That's where like twin turbos are like, you know, they're right there. They're perfect and round and symmetrical. And, you know.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the Jessie's Performance channel. We have a busy week here as usual at the shop. We've got a lot of stuff going on. We are doing the bedwood work on the F100. We're gonna wrap up the wiring on the Jeep. The C6 Corvette that we did some wiring on is finally gonna go home. Jesse's working on the alignment for his Trans Am. The Blue Waffle is gonna come rent the dyno and do some tuning. And then I am going to make a trip to Summit. I wanna thank everybody for tuning in, watching, and all the new subscribers that we're getting. We wanna get you much more content. Definitely give us some feedback what you'd like to see. Like, subscribe, follow, and here we go with the week. Favorite, the notorious Trans Am. Jesse has been buttoning some loose end little things up so he can get the car finally roadworthy. He's over getting alignment done right now, so I'm gonna head over there and we're gonna see how everything's going. Okay, we're over here at Kraken's shop. They have an alignment machine and Jesse's over here getting the alignment done on the Trans Am.
Hello everybody.
How did it feel to
I love driving this car. This car it'll put a smile on my face no matter what. Until it breaks down on the side of the road, and then I'll just get out and Uber home and leave this sumbitch.
And curse it out?
Yeah, I'll curse, yeah. Yeah, me and this car we became very familiar with the C word. Yep.
How's it going?
Good. So I think I have all my numbers where I want them. With this kind of front end, they kind of give you a general idea of where to set it. So I'm right where those are at. I'm going to try the factory settings first. It's not like me to do. The numbers don't seem like there's quite enough camber in there for me. I mean, it's just, but I'm going to try it before I say anything because it might be perfect. I don't know. I've never run one of these subframes before in one of these kind of cars. So I have it set. I have it all set up. I'm going to re-roll it out just to double check. It's always a good idea to double check because as you're moving things around, kind of things will get into a bind and stuff. So if you re-roll it, it kind of gives it a chance to free up and just to make sure everything's right. Because you don't want to think you have it and then roll out and have it, 2 degrees toe off or something stupid. So that's what I'm doing right now, working on rolling it out, but this thing sucks to roll. I had it all, the toe was right and everything until I rolled it because I had to pick it up for the caster adjustment. So it kind of threw everything off. So I'm going to have to put a little more caster back on this side, which will bring I'm going to have to put a little more camera on the side, which bring the caster, and then it'll bring the toe. I'm going to have to readjust the toe. But that's why I always double check because you never know. I have these really nice SPC arms that I upgraded to because of my turbo kit. I wasn't able to get to the bolts once the turbo kit was all assembled. So I got these, they're double turnbuckles, they're really nice. But the only problem is SPC needs to weld like a nut head somewhere on there so I can turn it because I'm using these pliers on the knurling. And with a 4,000 pound car's weight on there, trying to get this thing right I'm double fisting her. And I don't like to do that.
All right, we've got a lot of wiring projects going on here at the shop, and we've got a pretty major one that we've been working on. Rusty is kind of in the middle of getting it torn apart, and we're gonna go over and he can explain to everybody what he's been doing on this project. 350Z with an LS motor in it. This car came to us with a wiring mess, wouldn't run, wouldn't stay started on its own. What are you doing?
Basically, I just tore out the wiring mess. This is all Holley. This car was killing the Holley. Without the Holley, it won't run.
Customer said it killed 3 Holley units.
Yeah, that's 3 too many. So basically what I found, there's a lot of wires that are just connected in 5 different spots. Different gauge wires and everything. Just getting it wrapped up, ready to push out. Just an example, this is some of the wiring mess that I pulled out of it. These are for a house, not a car. That's part of the issue, but not all of it. But we'll get it taken care of.
Hey, what you doing?
I'm punching the keyboard trying to get this Corvette to run right. So the customer put in a ProCharge 408 Texas speed motor, and it's got a stock tune on it, 80-pound injectors, but it's a stock tune. We hooked up the methanol stuff. We hooked up wideband. We did a full fuel system. So now I just got to hook up a tune to it to where it'll run. I mean, it'll run right now, but it's like really, really rich. So.
Tell me how much you love Corvettes.
They're great. Who wouldn't want one?
Me.
Who wouldn't want to work on one?
They're great as long as you leave them alone.
Yeah. And don't drive it.
And don't drive it.
And that's being generous with that statement.
Park them in their garage and don't drive.
I came over to Dallas this morning to get my hair done. I am still a girl. And I'm gonna stop at Summit Racing on my way back and pick up some parts. So I am going to share a little bit of a walk around in Summit Racing with all of you that don't get the pleasure of being able to just drive down the street and go to Summit. That's absolutely one of the best parts about living in Texas and having a shop is we make weekly runs and get parts much easier. So here I go. Hi, so I was on my way out the door and I ran into my good friend Liz. She works here at Summit, she's a sales rep. She always helps us out. She is pregnant right now and not feeling well, so I haven't seen her and I was shocked when I saw her walking in the door. So
yes, come see me.
Come see Liz. She'll help you out with all your parts needs.
Holy fucking shit, that's bright.
I know, but
like,
it's dark back here.
I feel like I'm being interrogated by the police.
What's that like?
I don't know, I've never been there. So we've been working on the 86, Grant and I, during business hours, after business hours, nights, weekends, Labor Day, President's Day, whatever. We've been cranking on it. Progress has been a little slow. We had some things that we had to redo. I just wasn't happy with. They got done by one of my employees. I wasn't happy with. Came through the quality check it, and yeah. Just wasn't to my liking, so we're gonna fix it. We're fixing it. We're in the middle of fixing it. But my boy Grant, he made us up these really nice wheel tubs that we got in here. Yeah, so they're all installed. They're all tacked in, ready to go. We're gonna seam seal it all up before we paint it. You know, we got the roll cage coming through there. As for an HRA, we got us a nice firewall, steel firewall, to enclose off the battery and the fuel cell. You know, safety first, everybody. This is 083 wall, 1 5/8 chrome moly cage. The part I was talking about that we're redoing is the front part of the cage. It just, we were gonna have to cut out too much of the dash to fit the pipes the way they were, and I want this thing to be like really, really clean and tight and tidy, so I couldn't do that. So far in this car, we got all the brake lines done, all the fuel lines are done up to the firewall. The steering's all done, the suspension's all done, except for the steering column itself, the install. But I'm waiting till we do the cage and the door bars and mount the seat to get the steering wheel where the driver needs it. Coming around this way, I've been working on this tube front fabrication. It's not final welded, it's all just tack welded, you know, placed in there. We got a slanted radiator, dash 16 radiator hoses. The intercooler is also leaning. I'm gonna build like a big, I think I'm gonna build like a big skid plate that everything's actually gonna mount to on the bottom, so it'll give it something like the air won't go, we'll have to go through it, it can't go around it. And it'll also keep air from going under the car and creating front end lift mid-track. It's a real big worry of mine on this car because it's a really short wheelbase with a lot of power and it's really light. But this is a 408. You know, we've done a couple videos on it before. Big Comp 88 turbo. This thing's gonna be pretty fancy. We're gonna paint the inside of the car. We're gonna paint the tube front and stuff once we're all done. I'm working on getting the hot side of the turbo kit done now. I got the turbo solid mounted to the motor and to the body because it's a solid mount car. I'm gonna start working on the exhaust. I think we're gonna do dual teardrop exhaust out the bumper. It's gonna be pretty cool. I'm about 3 days of fabrication away from being ready to paint the car and start wiring it. I was trying to have it on the dyno before the end of the month, but we had a week of shit weather, so I'm a week behind. But I think if I can, me and Grant will put in some extra hours this next coming week, we'll get back ahead of the curve. I mean, everything's laid out. I know how everything needs to be. This header needs final welded. It needs a wastegate on it. I got this header mocked up. I'm gonna build a crossover tube. I got a good plan in my head. I brainstormed last night a lot about it. And, I guess I should have just stayed here and worked on it because I got stranded on the side of the road in my Trans Am. I had like 3 major issues that I'd never had a problem with before.
Do you want to go to the Trans Am and talk about it?
No, fuck that thing. It's in timeout. It can have a day to think about its actions and reflect on what it did to us and how it hurt us.
Hey, I'm Robert with Holley Performance, here with Blue Waffle. Came to Jessie's Performance for some dyno tuning and renting the dyno out for a little while. It's the only time I have to broke scratch.
That's never happened before.
Oh,
You got it on video? Send me that.
yeah.
All right, everyone, that's it for this week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed living a week in the life of Jessie's Performance. We have lots going on here every week. Everything is totally different, and we're happy to share it all with you. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment. Help us out, help get our YouTube videos seen more. I really appreciate everybody that does watch and subscribe. And until next time, next week we've got 55 Chevy truck action that we'll be doing some tuning on. So again, thanks for watching, and until next time.